morning, my dear students. So, in the last class, we had started another new chapter, that is financial management. In that, we had discussed what is finance and what is business finance and what is financial management. So, what are the roles of financial management? How the finance is going to play an important role in the organization we are discussing. And along with that one, we were discussing about that is dimensions or impacts of a financial, that is investment decisions, financing decision and dividend decisions we were discussing. So in that we are completed the investment decisions. So here investment decision means the decisions which are going to be taken in investing on the different kinds of assets in the organization. So in that we have short term and long term decisions. So for the long term, we are going to make a plan for capital budgeting, that is for a long term assets and or a fixed assets, and along with a short term means that is working capital, that is a capital which is required for our day-to-day activities called as a working capital. We have discussed and we have completed. Yes, in today's class we are move on to our next part, that is the second one, financing decision. Yes, what is financing decision then? Yes, so here in the first investment decision we are come through across with that one, in which assets we have to be invested and what will be the effects when we invested on the assets. So what will be the advantages we are discussed, is it? So while investing, so what are the criteria we have to be taken into consideration, and along with that one, so what are the how the returns can be expected from those investments we are discussed. So in today's class we are going to move on to our next part, that is second one, financing decision. So here financing decisions are concerned with the financing of business activity and quantum of finance to be raised from various sources of funds. Yes, in the financing decision, so where the finance can be raised or how the finances has to be raised in the organization, we are going to be discussed in the financing decision. Yes, obviously we need a finance miss or we need a funds miss. Obviously we used to be raised from a organization. Either we have to take a loan from banks, either by raising a shares or some other papers we can issue, or we can raise the capital from the public itself. So which form is going to be suitable to us? So here we have so many alternatives to which one? To collect or to raise the capitals from the public. So which form is suitable? So by knowing about the advantages and disadvantages of those funds, we have to, that is the financial decisions is going to be taken into consideration. So here our financing decisions are concerned with the financing of business activity. So here the financial decision means is nothing but our finance, that is our decisions going to be taken with the financing in the matter of finance in the business activity, and the quantum of finance to be raised from various sources of finance. How the finances should be raised in the various sources of finances. The main sources of funds are for an organization, that is shareholders fund, or it is also called as a owner fund. So for the shareholder fund we can be include, that is equity, share capital. First one. Second one, preference share capital. So these two, by raising equity shares or preference shares, the company is going to be raise the funds. These two shares capital is called as a shareholders fund or holders fund or owners fund. Because why it is called as a owners means because equity shareholders are the owners of the company. because they are the owners of the company. So in that cases, the shareholders fund is called as a owner fund. And borrowed fund means which we are going to be borrowed from outside the organization. That is either it may be which one? Loan from banks, either issuing or collecting public deposit, or commercial paper, some are there, that is, and another one, that is debentures. So here borrowed fund means, that is debt fund, or borrowed fund means the funds which are going to be borrowed from outside the organization. So that is called as a borrowed fund. So in that we can say a loan from banks or public deposits, and along with commercial paper. So many funds are there in the for the choices of to raise the borrowed fund. So here in the financing decision, the organization is going to take a decision, that is by raising the funds. The main available funds are two, that is one is owners fund and another one is debt fund. Owners fund is also called as a shareholder fund. In that we have two, that is equity share capital and preference share capital. Why it is called as equity share owners fund means because the shareholders are the real owners of the company. So in that cases, they are the shareholders. The equity, the share capital will be called as a shareholders fund. And the borrowed fund. Borrowed fund means that is a company is going to be raise the or going to collect the funds from outsiders. That is outsiders means public. So in that case it is called as a borrowed fund or debt fund. Because what it is called as a debt fund means the company has to repay the amount to a customers. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇವಾಗ ನಾವು ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಇಂದ ನಾವು ಏನು ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತೀವಿ ಅದನ್ನ ಮತ್ತೆ ನಾವು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. On that cases is called as a debt fund. The shareholders fund refers to the equity capital and retained earnings. Retained earnings and equity capital and preference capital is called as, it will be in the forms of shareholders fund. And the next one, borrowed fund refers to the finance rising through debentures or other forms of debts. Even in this we can include, that is debentures. Debentures, that is for the borrowed fund. Factors affecting financing decisions. So while taking a financial decisions, what are the factors going to be affect while taking a financing decision? Under the first one, cost. The cost of raising funds from different sources is different. A wise finance manager opts for the cheapest sources of finance. Yes, obviously. So each sources will be having the different costs will be there. So equity share cost will be different. Preference share cost will be different. So the loans will be cost will be different. That is interest rate will be different. Debenture cost will be different. Is it? So by analyzing the cost, the financial manager has to take a decision. So first they used to be taken into consideration. So what is the cost level of any one or each sources? ಯಾವುದು ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ನಮಗೆ ಸೂಟಬಲ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ first they has to be selected. And the second one, the risk. The risk associated to each of the sources is different. The sources of which involves least risk should be preferred. Yes. While selecting, along with the cost, there will be a risk. Along with the cost, there will be a risk. So this risk should be taken into consideration while taking a financing decision. Understood? So now the first used to take into consideration the cost. After by seeing the cost, used to take into consideration the risk. What will be the levels of risk if I choose a equity share capital as a sources of fund to raise a new capital? Yes. So what will be the cost, and if I am going to be raise the equity shares, what will be the risk factor? Can I bear the risk? So we can bear for a certain period for the present situation. Then what about the future? So for considering along with present and along with for future, we have to be taken into consideration by seeing the risk factor. If we going to be ignore the risk factor, so what will be going to be happen? So the company may face in making of repayment or dividends. Dividends ಅಥವಾ repayment ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಬರೋದು dividends, because the part of capital which is going to be paid to a shareholders, it's called as a dividend. So in the last class ನಾನು ಅದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೀನಿ. So yes, so ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದ್ರೆ that is interest, is it? So we should be have capable of making a repayment. ಲೋನ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡೋ ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟಿ ಇರಬೇಕು, ಅಥವಾ ಶೇರ್ ಹೋಲ್ಡರ್ಸ್ ಫಂಡ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಡಿವಿಡೆಂಡ್ ಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡುವಂತ ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟಿ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಎಸ್, ವಿ ಶುಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಅ ಕೇಪಬಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಫೇಸಿಂಗ್ ದೋಸ್ ರಿಸ್ಕ್. ದ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಮೇ ಬಿ ರೈಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಸರ್ಟನ್ ಪೀರಿಯಡ್. ಎಸ್, ನಾವು ಈಕ್ವಿಟಿ ಶೇರ್ಸ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡೋಣ, ರೈಸ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ, ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. ಎಸ್, ಇಸ್ ವೆಲ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಗುಡ್, ಬಟ್ ವಾಟ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದ ಫ್ಯೂಚರ್ ರಿಸ್ಕ್? We should be consider, that is financial manager has to be consider, that is by seeing the cost and risk factor. The next one, cash flow position of the company. A stronger cash flow position may take debt financing more available than funding through equity. Yes, ನಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ ಫ್ಲೋಸ್ ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಮಗೆ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಬೈ ಟೇಕಿಂಗ್ ಅ ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್ ಡಿಸಿಷನ್ ಇನ್ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಡಿಸಿಷನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬಾ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಡಿಸಿಷನ್ಸ್ ತಗೊಂಡು ನಿಮಗೆ ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ ಫ್ಲೋಸ್ ಮಂತ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ ಫ್ಲೋಸ್ ಗಳು ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಯಾವುದೋ ಮೇಲೆ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದೀರಾ, ನಿಮಗೆ ರಿಟರ್ನ್ಸ್ ನಿಮಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ದ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ಓಕೆ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಗಳ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ತಗೋಣ. ಸೊ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಗ್ರ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ಒಂದು ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಕಡೆ ಸೈಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಅದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಕನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ನ ಮಾಡಿಸಿ, ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನ ರೆಂಟ್ಗೆ ಅಥವಾ ಲೀಸಿಗೆ, ಆಬ್ವಿಯಸ್ಲಿ ರೆಂಟ್ ಆರ್ ಲೀಸ್, ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ರಿಟರ್ನ್ ಏನ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಮಂತ್ಲಿ ಯು ಆರ್ ಸೇಫ್, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಯುವರ್ ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ ಫ್ಲೋ ಇಸ್ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ರೆಗ್ಯುಲರ್ ಆಗಿ ಬರ್ತಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ ಆನ್ ದಟ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಮೇಕ್ ಅನದರ್ ಒನ್, ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಇನ್ನೊಂದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅಥವಾ ಆ ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ ಫ್ಲೋಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ನೀವು ಅದನ್ನ ಮತ್ತೆ ಬೇರೆ ಫೈನಾನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಡಿಸಿಷನ್ಸ್ ಗಳನ್ನ ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಇಸ್ ಇಟ್? ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ ದ ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ ಫ್ಲೋ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಕಂಪನಿ, that is by checking whether what is the position of cash flow has to be taken into consideration. So along with that one, equity shares ಗೆ ಹೋಗೋದಕ್ಕೆ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಹೊಸದಾಗಿ ಈಕ್ವಿಟಿ ಶೇರ್ಸ್ ನ ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡಿ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ನ ರೈಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅನ್ನೋದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ನೀವನ್ನ ಚೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ರೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಅದನ್ನ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನಮಗೆ ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ ಫ್ಲೋಸ್ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ, ಸೊ ಹಾಗಿದ್ದಾಗ we can take a manage by cash flow itself. So it can be taken into consideration. The next one, state of capital market. Yes, if the stock is rising, then it is easy to sell equity shares. But in a depressed capital market, the company has to oppose it for debt financing. Yes. So here we cannot. That is, what is capital marketing? The capital marketing means that is a capital which going to be the buying and selling of shares. Kelidira Stock Exchange, Bombay Stock Exchange, National Stock Exchange, ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಸೊ ನೀವು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ PUC ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಡಿಸ್ಕಷನ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಯಾವುದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ, ಸ್ಟಾಕ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಚೇಂಜಸ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ, ಹೌದಲ್ವಾ. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಮುಗಿದ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ we are going to be discuss that is financial market. Under that we are going to be discuss about capital market. So here a capital market means a market which is going to be which is the place for buying and selling of shares. ನಮ್ಮ ಕಂಪನಿ ಶೇರ್ಸ್ ಗಳನ್ನ ಬೈ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಬೇರೆ ಕಂಪನಿ ಶೇರ್ಸ್ ಗಳನ್ನ ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಅ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್. ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ ದೇರ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಅ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಆಫ್ SEBI. Security Exchange Board of India. Securities Exchange Board of India. It will be the authorized board for controlling the capital market. Yes. So here the stock, that is our shares can be easily raised. That is by selling the equity shares we can easily sell. But in a capital market it is difficult to make buying and selling activity, because there will be a fraudulent activities or some misleading activities will be taken places. For that purpose, so which one is best, that one has to be selected. The next one, tax rate. Since interest is a deductible expenses, so cost of debt is affected by tax rate. Cost of debt is affected by tax rate. If the tax rate is higher, debt financing becomes more attractive. Yes. So here, while choosing the sources, we have to be consider the tax rate. What will be the tax rate for debentures? Yes. So here are debts. That is a borrowed funds ಗಳಿಗೆ tax rate ಮೇಲೆ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ, deductions ಇರುತ್ತೆ. Yes. Since the interest is a deductible expenses, ಈ interest rate ನಾವು ಏನು ಮಾಡಬಹುದು, deductible ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬಹುದು while paying a taxes to a government. Cost of debt is affected by the tax rate. So ನಾವು ಏನು ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಗೆ ನಾವು ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀವೋ ಆ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಗೆ ಯಾವುದು ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ರೇಟ್ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. And if the tax rate is high, debt financing becomes more attractive. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ರೇಟ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಡೆಟ್ ಫೈನಾನ್ಸಿಂಗ್ಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುವಂತಹ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ರೇಟ್ ಏನ್ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ, ನಮಗೆ ಡಿಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಅವಾಗ ನಮಗೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು, ನಮಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆನ್ಸಸ್ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಡಿಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಸಿಕ್ಕದಷ್ಟು ನಾವು ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದೇನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ವಿಚ್ ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಬಿ taken into consideration while taking a financing decision. Yes, again I am repeating about financing decision. So financing decision means that is taking the decisions related to finance in the business activity. So in this, so which funds or which capital or which shares has to be raised on by choosing which sources. So what will be the risky factor and what will be the cost factor we have to be taken into consideration. So in the sources of funds we have two types, that is shareholders fund and borrowed fund. So the shareholders fund is called as a owners fund and the borrowed fund is called as a debt fund. So here the shareholders fund includes, that is equity shares and preference shares along with retained earnings. So here in the borrowed fund means that is which the capital is going to be borrowed from outsiders, that is from the public, that is loan from banks, public deposits, debentures are the examples for financing. Yes. So here the shareholders fund is the best for equity, capital and retained earnings. Borrowed funds is going to be raised from through debentures or from other debts. So while taking a financing decision, the manager has to consider the factors which are going to be affected. So in that, the cost, risk, cash flows, state of capital market and tax rate. Yes, while choosing, first we is to consider tax rate. Sorry, the cost of each sources and the cost of the risk of each sources has to be taken into consideration. So for example, some sources may be low in the cost, but the risk factors will be high. In the same way, some cost of sources will be lower, but the risk factors will be higher. So while comparing both risk factors and cost factor, the financial manager has to taken the good decision related to finance. Along with that one, we can take a consideration of cash flows. So what is the positions in the cash flows to a organization? And the next one, capital market. And along with tax rate while collecting debts or debentures. Debentures ಗಳನ್ನು issue ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ, so what will be the tax rate has to be taken into consideration. This is related to a financing decision. The next one, dividend decision. Yes, what is dividend then? We are discussed. Yes, the dividend is the part of capital, the part of profit or the part of capital which is distributed to shareholders. Distributed to shareholders is called as a dividend. So what do you mean by dividend then? The dividend is a part of profit. It's a part of profit which is going to be some positions of a profit which is going to be distributed to a shareholders as a profit of a company. That is called as a dividend. Yes, even this dividend are also going to be asked to take a decision. How much of dividend has to be declared for the shareholders. So the best example, ನಮಗೆ ಈ ವರ್ಷ ನಮಗೆ 2 lakh rupees ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಬಂದಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. 2 lakh rupees is a profit. So in this 2 lakh rupees, we has to be kept as a reserves. The 50,000 will be kept as a reserves. Okay. So again, the 50,000 is going to be paid for the loan. So the remaining 1 lakh, which is going to be distributed as a dividend. It is going to be distributed as a dividend. So in this complete 1 lakh, can we distribute complete 1 lakh to our shareholders? Either we can make some extra more amounts can be kept for the as a resource or for the some other expenditure. So remaining capital can be made as a dividend or declared as a dividend to our shareholders. So this decision is going to be called as a dividend decision. Yes, ಬಂದಿದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಎಲ್ಲದನ್ನು ಶೇರ್ ಹೋಲ್ಡರ್ಸ್ ಗಳಿಗೆ ಕೊಡಬೇಕಾ ಅಥವಾ ಎಷ್ಟು ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ಶೇರ್ ಹೋಲ್ಡರ್ಸ್ ಗಳಿಗೆ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು, ಸೊ ಇನ್ನು ಮಿಕ್ಕಿದನ್ನ ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಯುಟಿಲೈಸೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಗಳನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋ ಡಿಸಿಷನ್ಸ್ ಗಳನ್ನ ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋದನ್ನ ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ನಾವು ಡಿವಿಡೆಂಡ್ ಡಿಸಿಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಎಸ್, ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಕೇಳ್ಬೋದು, ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಎಷ್ಟೇ ಕೊಟ್ಟರು ಶೇರ್ ಹೋಲ್ಡರ್ಸ್ ಗಳು ಇಸ್ಕೋತಾರಾ? ನೋ, ಶೇರ್ ಹೋಲ್ಡರ್ಸ್ ಕೂಡ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಈ ಪ್ರಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಶೇರ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಪ್ರಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಶೇರ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಬಿ make it that is 7% preference shares. So what is this 7%? It's a rate of dividend. ಅವರಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಬೇಕಾಗಿರುವಂತಹ ರೇಟ್ ಇದು 7% ಡಿವಿಡೆಂಡ್. 7% ಅಷ್ಟು ಡಿವಿಡೆಂಡ್ ನ ಅವರಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಏನು ಕೊಡಬೇಕು, ಅವರಿಗೆ ಆಸ್ ಅ ಡಿವಿಡೆಂಡ್ ಆಗಿ ನಾವು ಡಿಕ್ಲೇರ್ ಅನ್ನ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. Yes, so taking these kinds of decision is called as a dividend decision. The third important decision that every finance manager has to take related to a distribution of dividend. Dividend is that a portion of profit which is distributed to a shareholders. It is a portion of a profit or part of a profit which is going to be distributed to a shareholders. That is either it may be for equity shareholders and the preferred shareholders. Since this decision is concerned with ascertaining how much of the profit earned by company is to be distributed among shareholders and how much of it should be retained in the business. Yes. So here again I am repeating. So decision decisions ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ it concerned with ascertaining, that is knowing how much of the profit earned by the company. First company ಎಷ್ಟು ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ನ earn ಮಾಡಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. After that one company is to be distributed among the shareholders. shareholders ಗಳಿಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು dividends ಆಗಿ ನಾವು ಕೊಡಬೇಕು. After that one how much of it should be retained in the business. retained ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕಂಪನಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಉಳಿಸ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. either for payment of loan, either for making it as a reserve funds, either it may be for making a new investments, whatever it may be, but it has to be taken into concern. That is our decision, dividend decisions will be considered. So yes, so this is dividend decision. Clear? So dividend means that is a part of a profit or portion of a profit is which is going to be distributed to a shareholders. It's called as a dividend. So while taking a dividend decision, we have to be considered what is the ascertained or what is the gain profit of the year. Nam ee varshಕ್ಕೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಬಂದಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ first we have to be taken into consideration. After that one, how much of also what is the position or what's the portion has to be distributed as a dividend to a shareholders. ಎಷ್ಟು ಕೊಡಬೇಕು ನಾವು ಅವರಿಗೆ ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ಎಸ್ಟಿಮೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. After that one, how much it should be retained in the business. So ಎಷ್ಟನ್ನ ನಾವು ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಉಳಿಸ್ಕೋಬೇಕಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಉಳಿಸ್ಕೋತಾರೆ ಅವರು? ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಪರ್ಪಸ್ ಗೋಸ್ಕರ, ರಿಸರ್ವ್ಸ್ ಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಅಥವಾ ಲೋನ್ ರಿಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ಗೋಸ್ಕರ, ಈ ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಅದರ್ ಪರ್ಪಸ್ ಗೋಸ್ಕರ they used to be maintain the retain the part of profit in the organization itself. The next thing, here also some factors has to be considered which is going to be affect while taking a dividend decision. Another first one, amount of earnings. Dividend are paid out of current past earnings. Thus earnings is a major determinant of dividend decision. Yes, while first there has to be consider what is the level of earnings. So ನಮ್ಮ earnings total amount ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ, ascertained ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ನೋಡಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಈ earnings ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಏನೇನ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರೇಷನ್ ತಗೋತೀವಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಇವನ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಪಾಸ್ಟ್. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕರೆಂಟ್ earnings and along with the past earnings ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಕನ್ಸಿಡರೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಗೆ ತಗೋತೀವಿ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಈ earnings ಇಂದಾನೆ that is major determinant dividend decisions will be taken. The next one, stability in earnings. Yes, so a company having higher and stable earnings can declare higher dividend than a company with lower and unstable earnings. Yes, so for example, A company and B company. So in the year of 2017, so the A company is at the profit of rupees 5 lakh rupees. So B company is for 3 lakh rupees. In the year of 2018, A company has 7 lakh rupees profit. Here B company has a 5 lakh rupees profit. In 19, it has 5 lakh rupees profit. It has 10 lakh rupees profit. In the year of 20, so okay, in a bandila. Okay, so here see the example. 17 ನಲ್ಲಿ 5 lakh rupees A ಕಂಪನಿ ಇದೆ, B ಕಂಪನಿ 3 lakh rupees ಇದೆ. 18 ನಲ್ಲಿ 7 lakh rupees ಇದೆ, ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ 5 lakh rupees ಇದೆ. Again 19 ನಲ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ it is showing that is decreasing. The profit level is, the earning capacity is going to be decreased, but in the B company the earning capacity has been increased. So here we have increased by 2 lakh, and for the third year we are increased by 5 lakh rupees. So even while declaring the dividends, these two has to be taken into consideration, whether we have more fluctuations in earnings. ತುಂಬಾ ಫ್ಲಕ್ಚುಯೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಲೋಯರ್ ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಬರ್ತಿದ್ರೆ ಡಿವಿಡೆಂಡ್ ಕೂಡ ಡಿಕ್ಲರೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ we should have some controlness, because we may fail. ನಾವು ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವಂತ ರಿಸರ್ವ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲಾದ್ರೂ ಡಿಕ್ಲೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಸೊ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್ ಫ್ಯೂಚರ್ ಪರ್ಪಸ್ ಗಳಿಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿಯಾದಂತಹ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಥವಾ ಅರ್ನಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಬಟ್ ಅದೇನೆ when we have the control in our dividend by seeing our earnings, then we can get improved. ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು, ಮತ್ತೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಸಂಬಂಧಿತ ಪರ್ಪಸ್ ಗಳಿಗೆ ಯುಟಿಲೈಸೇಷನ್ಸ್ ನ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟು ಫೇಲ್ಯೂರ್ ಆಯ್ತು ಅನ್ನೋದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಡ್ರಾಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಗಳನ್ನ ಫೈಂಡ್ ಔಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು we can overcome from those problems, is it? So in that cases, while taking a decision, they has to see the stability in the earnings, whether we have the stable earning, one level ನಮಗೆ earning ನಮಗೆ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ first they has to be taken into consideration. After that one, cash flow position. Dividend involves an outflow of cash. Yes, because why it is called as outflow of cash? Because it's going to be moved from organization to outsiders. That is equity shares ನಮ್ಮ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ಹೋಗ್ತಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ it is called as a outflow. Availabilities of enough cash is necessary for payment of declaration of dividend. Yes. So ಇದು ನಮಗೆ ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಹೋಗೋದ್ರಿಂದ ನಾವು ಇನ್ಫ್ಲೋಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ನಾವಿಲ್ಲಿ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರೇಷನ್ ಗೆ ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಬಟ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಎಷ್ಟು ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ ಇದೆ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಮಾತ್ರ ನಾವು ಕನ್ಸಿಡರೇಷನ್ ಗೆ ತಗೊಂಡು we are going to be declare the dividend. The next one, shareholders preferences. While declaring the dividends, management must keep in mind the preferences of the shareholders. Some shareholders in general desire that at the least a certain amount is paid as a dividend. Yes. So shareholders preferences anta andre iga preference shareholders. What is the preference? The preferences means there will be a first priority, is it? So here for the preference shareholders, what will be the first priority means in the payment of dividend. In the payment of dividend, the preference shareholders will be having a first preferences. So here the equity shareholders will be having the next preferences after the payment to preference shareholders. Preference shareholders ಗಳಿಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಏನ್ ರಿಮೈನಿಂಗ್ ಡಿವಿಡೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೋ ಅದನ್ನ ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಈಕ್ವಿಟಿ ಶೇರ್ ಹೋಲ್ಡರ್ಸ್ ಗಳಿಗೆ ಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ while declaring a dividend, there has to be considered what is the cost paid by the shareholders. ಇನ್ನ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈಗ ಪ್ರಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಶೇರ್ ಹೋಲ್ಡರ್ಸ್ ನಾವು 10 ರೂಪಿಗೆ ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀವಿ. How much? For the 10 rupee we are issued the shares. So in the 10 rupee the person here has paid only 8 rupees. Has paid only 8 rupees. The remaining 2 rupees has to be paid. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು? ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ 10 rupees ಗೆ ನಾವು ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡಿರೋದು, ಬಟ್ ಪೇ ಮಾಡಿರೋದು ಎಷ್ಟು 8 rupees ಮಾತ್ರ. ರಿಮೈನಿಂಗ್ 2 rupees ಅವ್ರು ನಮ್ಗೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ, ಇನ್ನ ಪೇ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅನ್ಪೇಡ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕರಿತೀವಿ, ಅಥವಾ ಅನ್ಸಬ್ಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ ಏನದು ಇನ್ನ 2 rupees ನಮಗೆ ಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಎಸ್. ಸೊ while declaring the dividend, this payment has to be taken into consideration. So idene iga B ಅನ್ನೋ ಪರ್ಸನ್ 10 rupees ಗೆ 10 rupees ನು ಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಇವ್ರಿಗೂ ಒಂದೇ ಡಿವಿಡೆಂಡ್, ಇವ್ರು 8 rupees ಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರೋದಕ್ಕೂ ಒಂದೇ ಡಿವಿಡೆಂಡ್ ಕೊಡೋದಕ್ಕಾಗತ್ತಾ? ನೋ. ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಿರೋದನ್ನ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ A ಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರೋದು ಓನ್ಲಿ 8 rupees, B payment ಮಾಡಿರೋದು ಓನ್ಲಿ ಔಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಫುಲ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಬೀನ್ ಪೇಡ್ ಬೈ B. ಸೊ ಈಗ ಡಿವಿಡೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಬ್ಬರಿಗೂ ಒಂದೇ ಡಿಕ್ಲೇರ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕಾಗುತ್ತಾ ಅಥವಾ ಒಂದೇ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕಾಗುತ್ತಾ? ನೋ. ಸೊ while declaring the dividend, this factor has to be considered. ಎಷ್ಟು 8 rupees ಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರೋರಿಗೆ, ಸೊ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಈ 8 rupees ಗೆ ಏನು ಡಿವಿಡೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಬರುತ್ತೋ ಅಷ್ಟು ಡಿವಿಡೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಡಿಕ್ಲರೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಅದೇ ತರ 10 rupees ಫುಲ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರೋರಿಗೆ ಫುಲ್ ಡಿವಿಡೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ಡಿಕ್ಲೇರ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ದ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್, ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸೇಷನ್ ಪಾಲಿಸಿ. If the tax on dividends is higher, it is better to pay less and way off dividends. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ರೇಟ್ ತುಂಬಾ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದ್ರೆ, ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಆನ್ ಡಿವಿಡೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ರೇಟ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದ್ರೆ, ಸೊ ಅವಾಗ ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು? ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಡಿವಿಡೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ನ ಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಯಾಕೆ? ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಡಿವಿಡೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ನ ಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ನಾವು ಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಬಟ್ if the tax rate are lower, higher dividend may be declared. Yes, tax rate ಏನಾಗಿರಬೇಕು? ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಮಾತ್ರ ನಮಗೆ ಡಿವಿಡೆಂಡ್ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ನಾವು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಡಿಕ್ಲೇರ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಓನ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ ದ ಕೇಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಪೇಮೆಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಡಿವಿಡೆಂಡ್ ಅನ್ನ ಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ these are the factors has to be taken into consideration. Again I am repeating, dividend decision. So the dividend decision means dividend means it's a portion of a profit. It's a portion of a profit which is going to be distributed to shareholders from the company. It's called as a dividend. Yes. Why? This dividend has to take a decision, that is how much of dividend has to be declared to a shareholders. Yes. While before going to taking a decision, they has to be concerned with, that is they has to know about what is the profit they are earned, and along with what kind of amount or how much of amount can be distributed and how much of amount has to be retained in the business. So by keeping in these three, they has to take a decision. So in this, some factors are going to be affected, and that first one, amount of earnings. Yes, the earnings means, that is we are going to be taken into consideration the present and along with the past. ನಮಗೆ ಈ ವರ್ಷದ್ದು ಮತ್ತೆ ಹಿಂದಿನ ವರ್ಷದ್ದು ಪಾಸ್ಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲಾದ್ರದ್ದು ಕೂಡ ಅರ್ನಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಗಳನ್ನ ಕೂಡ ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ? ಕನ್ಸಿಡರೇಷನ್ ಗೆ ತಗೋತೀವಿ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ದಟ್ ಒನ್, stability in earnings. Yes, so this earning should be in stable. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಫ್ಲಕ್ಚುಯೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಇರಬಾರ್ದು. It should be have some little bit fluctuation. ತುಂಬಾ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಟುಗೆದರ್ ಅಥವಾ ತುಂಬಾ ಲ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಟುಗೆದರ್ ನಮಗೆ ಫ್ಲಕ್ಚುಯೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಇರಬಾರ್ದು. ಸೊ ಈ ವರ್ಷ ನಮಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ತುಂಬಾ ಡಿವಿಡೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ನ ಅವರನ್ನು ಡಿಕ್ಲೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ, ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಮೇ ಬಿ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಫ್ಯೂಚರ್ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಇಯರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ವಿ ಮೇ ಅಂಡರ್ ದ ಲಾಸ್ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಅವಾಗ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ? ಸೊ ನಾವು ಹಿಂದೆ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಇಯರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಅರ್ನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ, ಅದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ರಿಸರ್ವ್ ಅಂತ ಎತ್ತಿಟ್ಟಿರ್ತೀವೋ ಆ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಈ ವರ್ಷ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಡಿವಿಡೆಂಡ್ ನ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು? ಡಿಕ್ಲರೇಷನ್ ನ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಅಂಡ್ ಅಲಾಂಗ್ ವಿತ್ ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ ಫ್ಲೋ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಡಿವಿಡೆಂಡ್ ಟು ಔಟ್ಫ್ಲೋ, ಇಟ್ಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಅ ಇನ್ಫ್ಲೋ, ನಮ್ಮಿಂದ ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಹೋಗುವಂತದ್ದು. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಅ ಔಟ್ಫ್ಲೋ. ಸೊ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಈ ಒಂದು ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ ಫ್ಲೋನ ಇನಫ್ ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ ನೆಸೆಸರಿ ಅದರಲ್ಲೇ ನಾವು ಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಮಾಡುವಂತದ್ದು. ದ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್, ಶೇರ್ ಹೋಲ್ಡರ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರಿಫರೆನ್ಸಸ್. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಶೇರ್ ಹೋಲ್ಡರ್ಸ್ ಗಳು ಫುಲ್ಲಿ ಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಥವಾ ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಶೇರ್ ಹೋಲ್ಡರ್ಸ್ ಗಳು ಪಾರ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರೇಷನ್ ಗೆ ತಗೊಂಡು then they has to declare the dividend. After that one, taxation policy. Taxation dividend tax higher ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ಡಿವಿಡೆಂಡ್ ನಾವು ಲೋಯರ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಡಿಕ್ಲರೇಷನ್ ನ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಅದೇನೆ ಡಿವಿಡೆಂಡ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ರೇಟ್ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಇದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಡಿವಿಡೆಂಡ್ ನ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು? ಹೈಯರ್ ರೇಟ್ ನ increase na ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. So these are the decisions which they has to be taken into consideration, that is investment decision, financing decision and dividend decision. So investment decisions anta andre that is taking decisions in related to while invested in the different assets ಮೇಲೆ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಡಿಸಿಷನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತಗೋತೀವಿ. ಫೈನಾನ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ಡಿಸಿಷನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಕೈಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಸೋರ್ಸಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಬಿ ರೈಸ್ಡ್, ಫಂಡ್ಸ್ ಗಳನ್ನ ನಾವು ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ರೈಸಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು ಅನ್ನೋದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಡಿಸಿಷನ್ಸ್ ನ ತಗೋತೀವಿ. ಡಿವಿಡೆಂಡ್ ಡಿಸಿಷನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ವಾಟ್ ಕೈಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಆಸ್ ದ ಡಿವಿಡೆಂಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಡಿಕ್ಲೇರ್ ಟು ಅ ಶೇರ್ ಹೋಲ್ಡರ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನೋದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಡಿಸಿಷನ್ಸ್ ಗಳನ್ನ ತಗೋತೀವಿ. The next thing, that is financial planning. Yes, ನಮಗೆ ಪ್ಲಾನಿಂಗ್ ಗೊತ್ತು, is it? Now decisions ಎಲ್ಲ ಮುಗಿತು ಇವಾಗ. The next one is planning. Planning, what do you mean planning? Planning is a predetermined course of an action. Means before going to taken into consideration or before going to be applied, we used to be make a ಪ್ಲಾನ್. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಒಂದು ಆಕ್ಷನ್ ಗೆ ತರೋದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ, ಕಾರ್ಯರೂಪಕ್ಕೆ ತರೋದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ ಬಿಫೋರ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀವಿ, ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನ ಯೋಚನೆಯನ್ನ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಆ ಯೋಚನೆ ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ನಾವು ಪ್ಲಾನ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಸೊ a financial planning means preparation of a financial blueprint of organization's future operations. Yes, ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು financial planning ಅನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ? Yeah, for preparation of a financial blueprint. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಫೈನಾನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಬ್ಲೂ ಪ್ರಿಂಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ರೆಡಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್ ಫ್ಯೂಚರ್ ಆಪರೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸೊ ಈ ಒಂದು ನಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ಸ್ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಡಿವಿಡೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಏನ್ ಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ, ಲೋನ್ಸ್ ಏನ್ ಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ, ಎಲ್ಲಾದ್ರೂ ರಿಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಆಗಿ ಒಂದು ಬ್ಲೂ ಪ್ರಿಂಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ರೆಡಿ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಆ ಬ್ಲೂ ಪ್ರಿಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಇಂಡಿಕೇಟ್ಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಮಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಈ ವರ್ಷದಿಂದ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಂಪನಿ ಶುರುವಾದಾಗ್ಲಿಂದ ಟಿಲ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ತನಕನೂ ಕೂಡ ಎಷ್ಟೆಷ್ಟು ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ಸ್ ನಮಗೆ ಬಂದಿದೆ ಅಥವಾ ಯಾವ ಇಯರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಲಾಸ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಲಾಸ್ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ನಾವು ಏನೇನ್ ಮೆಷರ್ಸ್ ಗಳನ್ನ ನಾವು ಕನ್ಸಿಡರೇಷನ್ ಗೆ ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ವಿ ಅಥವಾ ಫಾಲೋ ಅಪ್ ನ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಅಂಡ್ ಇವಾಗ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಯಾವ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ ನಾವು. ಸೊ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇದ್ರ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಇದೀವಾ ಅಥವಾ ನಮ್ಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟಿಂಗ್ ಬಂದು ವಿ ಆರ್ ಅಂಡರ್ ಗ್ರೋತ್, ನಮ್ಮ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ, ಈ ಒಂದು ಬ್ಲೂ ಪ್ರಿಂಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ದೆನ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಫಾರ್ ಅ ಫ್ಯೂಚರ್ ಆಪರೇಷನ್ಸ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಆಪರೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಗಳಿಗೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ವಿಚ್ ಒನ್? ಫೈನಾನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಪ್ಲಾನಿಂಗ್. ಎಸ್, ಇನ್ ಅದರ್ ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ we can say financial planning is the process of estimating the financial requirement of an organization, specifying the sources of funds and ensuring that enough funds are available at the right time. Yes, so that is one meaning. It is another one meaning. It's simple. Financial planning is the process of estimating the financial requirement. Means here in the financial planning we are going to estimate what is the level of requirement. ನಮ್ಮ ಫೈನಾನ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, we should make a estimation. Estimate requirements of an organization, specifying ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿರಬೇಕು, the sources of funds. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನೇನು ನಮಗೆ ಸೋರ್ಸಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಇಕ್ವಿಟಿ ಶೇರ್ಸ್, ಪ್ರಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಶೇರ್ಸ್, ರಿಟೈನ್ಡ್ ಅರ್ನಿಂಗ್ಸ್, ರಿಸರ್ವ್ಸ್, ಕಮರ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಪೇಪರ್, ಡಿಬೆಂಚರ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಈ ಸೋರ್ಸಸ್ ಗಳನ್ನ ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫೈಡ್ and ensuring that enough funds are available at the right time. Yes, so at present ನಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಇನಫ್ ಫಂಡ್ ಅವೈಲೇಬಲ್ ಇದೆ ಟು ಕ್ಯಾರಿ ಔಟ್ ದ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸ್ ಅನ್ನೋ ಕನ್ಫರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಗೆ ವಿ ಶುಡ್ ಮೇಕ್ ಅ ಫೈನಾನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ planning. Again I am repeating, financial planning is the estimation of financial requirement of a organization by specifying the fund sources of funds and ensuring the right or enough funds are available at the right time to a organization. Financial planning is the process of determining the objectives, policies, procedures and program to deal with the financial activities of an organization. another one, financial planning is the process. It's going to be first itself the planning is the process, because on single activity the plans cannot be made, because we have to make a collect the informations, and the collected information has to be analyzed. After that one, analyzed information has to be examined. After examined that one, we used to be taken into action by seeing the positivity and negativity. Then we have to make a follow the plans. Is it? So many processes are there going to be taken in while preparing a plan. In the same way, in the financial planning also we have so many processes. So that's why it is called as a process of determining. It's a process of determining the objectives. What is the objectives of organization, and the policies related to finance, and the policies related to a organization, and what is the procedures, what is the dividend procedures, or what is the cash procedures. So these are has to be determined, and the programs to deal with financial activities of an organization. So finance related ಏನೇನು objectives ಇದೆ, ಏನೇನು policies ಇದೆ, ಯಾವುದು procedures ಇದೆ, ಏನೇನು programs ಗಳಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲದನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಡಿಟರ್ಮೈನ್ ಮಾಡೋದೇನೆ it's a financial planning. Yes. The next one, importance of financial planning. The first one, means to face uncertainty. Yes. Now, plans ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದೇನೆ to avoid the riskiness. What is the uncertainty? Uncertainty is a cannot be predictable. It's a risk. So can we say risk ನಮಗೆ ಇವತ್ತೇ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ನಾಳೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಹೀಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಹಾಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಕ್ಕಾಗುತ್ತಾ? ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ಈಗ ನಮಗೆ ಕೊರೋನಾ ಇದೆಯಾ ಅಂತ ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರುತ್ತಾ? ಇಲ್ಲ. Is it? Because it's a unpredictable. So ಬಂದರೂ ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನ ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? We should ready to face it. ಅದನ್ನ ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? ಬಂದರೂ ಕೂಡ ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಫೇಸ್ ಮಾಡೋಷ್ಟು ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿರಬೇಕು? ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಕಾನ್ಫಿಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಇರಬೇಕು. Is it? So here the means to face uncertainty. ಯಾಕೆ ನಾವು ಫೈನಾನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಪ್ಲಾನಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು? Because to reach or to face the uncertainty risk in the organization. Either it may be economically tax rates ಇರಬಹುದು, ತುಂಬಾ increases ಆಗಬಹುದು, ಅಥವಾ economical conditions ತುಂಬಾ ನ್ಯೂ ಪಾಲಿಸೀಸ್ ಗಳು ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಗಬಹುದು, ಅಥವಾ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಇವಾಗ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಕೋವಿಡ್-19 ಇಂದ ಆಲ್ ದ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲದಕ್ಕೂ ಕೂಡ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಹೌದಾ? ಸೊ ಈ ಒಂದು ಲಾಸಸ್ ಅಥವಾ ಈ ಒಂದು ಸಿಚುವೇಶನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಓವರ್ಕಮ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಬಿಫೋರ್ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಏನಿರಬೇಕು? ದೇ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಅ ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್ financial planning ಇರಬೇಕು. should maintain a sufficient balance in the organization as a cash. ಅದಲ್ವಾ? ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಅಸೆಟ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿ we should have to maintain the so much of funds in the organization to meet the uncertainties in the organization. So this financial planning helps to meet uncertainties or the risk in the organization. It's going to be prepare the finance in the field of finance, make them more stronger to face any kinds of risk. The next one, ensure sufficient funds. Yes, so it's going to be see the ensures funds ಅಂದ್ರೆ sufficient funds ಗಳು ಅವೈಲಬಿಲಿಟೀಸ್ ಇದೆಯಾ. ಸೊ ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ ಇನ್ಫ್ಲೋಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಔಟ್ಫ್ಲೋಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ನಮಗೆ ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ ಇನ್ಫ್ಲೋಸ್ ಬರಬೇಕು, ಸೊ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ನಮಗೆ ಔಟ್ಫ್ಲೋಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಬರೋದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಎಲ್ಲಾದ್ರೂ ಕೂಡ ಔಟ್ಫ್ಲೋ ಆಗುತ್ತಾ, ಅಥವಾ ಎಷ್ಟು ಪೋರ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ನಮಗೆ ಉಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೆ, ಅಥವಾ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಇನ್ಫ್ಲೋಸ್ಗಿಂತ ಔಟ್ಫ್ಲೋಸ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದೆ, ಇನ್ನ ಎಷ್ಟು ರಿಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಡಿಸಿಷನ್ಸ್ಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಯಾವುದು? ಫೈನಾನ್ಷಿಯಲ್, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಸಫಿಶಿಯಂಟ್ ಫೈನಾನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಪ್ಲಾನ್. The next one, ensuring liquidity. Liquidity means current assets which we can easily convert it into as an asset, cash. ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ ಗೆ ನಾವು ಯಾವುದನ್ನ ಈಸಿಯಾಗಿ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ನಾವು ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಅಸೆಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. another one ಲಿಕ್ವಿಡಿಟಿ ಅಸೆಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂತಾನೂ ಕೂಡ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಈ ಲಿಕ್ವಿಡಿಟಿನ ಕೂಡ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಮೇಂಟೈನ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದ್ಯಾ ಅನ್ನೋದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ, ಇದ್ರ ಪ್ಲಾನ್ಸ್ ಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಯಾವ್ದು ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ? ಫೈನಾನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಪ್ಲಾನಿಂಗ್ is going to be helps to maintain the to see whether the organization have a sufficient liquidity in the organization to meet uncertainties ಆಗಿರಬಹುದು, ಅಥವಾ sudden payments ಆಗಿರಬಹುದು, ಅಥವಾ sudden injuries ಆಗಿರಬಹುದು, sudden accidents ಆಗಿರಬಹುದು. ಸೊ ಇದಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲದಕ್ಕೂ ಕೂಡ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. The next one, elimination of waste. Yes, by making by preparing a blueprint. So by seeing a blueprint we can identify where we are. Is it? So at present today where we are, by seeing the past performances and along with by comparing the past performances with the present performances, easily we can ascertain so what is the performances level. And by seeing that one, where is the how much of money is going to be loophole in the organization. ಸೊ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಫೈನಾನ್ಸ್ ಲೂಪೋಲ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಥವಾ ವೇಸ್ಟೇಜಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಈ ವೇಸ್ಟೇಜಸ್ ಗಳನ್ನ ಹೌ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಬಿ ಯುಟಿಲೈಸ್, ಆ ವೇಸ್ಟೇಜಸ್ ನ ಮತ್ತೆ ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಯುಟಿಲೈಸೇಷನ್ಸ್ ನ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬಹುದು ಅನ್ನೋದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಅ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಪಿಕ್ಚರ್. And optimal capital structure. Yes, it's going to be give the clear picture about the capital structure of the organization. That is, how much of funds are we are raised, and what is the borrowed fund, and what is the current positions. That is by seeing the financial statements. Yes, the financial statement is a statement which is going to be shows the current position of a organization. So ನೀವು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇಯರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಲ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಅಲ್ವಾ ಫೈನಾನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್. Yes, financial statements ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? It's going to be show the current position of the organization. By seeing the financial statement, we can see what is the income level and what is the expenditure level. So capital structure can be easily identifiable. The next one, helps in coordination. Yes. So another one, to control in a finance, we need a coordination from each department, because the finance is a backbone to all the departments. ಹೌದಾ? ಈಗ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಗೆ raw material purchase ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಬೇಕು? We need a finance. For the HR department to recruit the person, we need a finance. Is it? For the for the sales department, we need to be marketed means we need a finance. So for all those things, all the departments should have a good coordination among in the organization in making or in reducing the loopholes or reducing the wastages. So ಈ ವೇಸ್ಟೇಜಸ್ ಗಳನ್ನ ರೆಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಈ ಕೋಆರ್ಡಿನೇಷನ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ? ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ these are the importances of financial planning. So here the financial planning means it's a blueprint of a financial blueprint of an organization that is seeing the future operations. ಈ blueprint ಏನಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತೀವಿ? For the future purposes ಗೆ ಈ blueprint ಅನ್ನ print ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. By seeing the blueprints we can ascertain or we can know about what's the current position of a organization in the finance field ಅಲ್ಲಿ current position ಏನು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನೋಡ್ಕೋಬಹುದು. Yes, financial planning is the process of estimating financial requirement of a organization, specifying with the sources of funds and ensuring the enough funds are to be available at the right time. Yes, ಅಂದ್ರೆ current position ಏನು, ಅದರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ financial requirement and along with the sources of funds and availabilities of a enough fund ಬಗ್ಗೆ discussion ಮಾಡೋದೇ we can call as a financial planning. The next one, importances. So in that means of face uncertainty. So the financial planning helps to meet the uncertainty by preparing before itself. The next one, ensuring sufficient fund. Yes, we should know about whether the sufficient funds are available in the organization. Some cash has to be maintained in the organization. Some part of cash has to be maintained in the bank. So those funds are going to be properly maintained. So what is the levels of maintaining? So that one is going to be C, that is ensuring sufficient funds. Ensuring liquidity is how much of liquidity funds are maintained in the organization. So that one also, that is eliminations of waste, overpolling or wasting the finance, misusing the finances. So these activities can be reduced by financial planning. Optimal capital structure. So it helps to know about the capital structure and current positions of by preparing the financial statements we can know that is what is current positions of a organization, and helps in coordination. It helps to bring coordination among the departments in the organization, and that's thing we can know about by seeing the financial planning. So all these importances are going to be played. So in the next class we are going to discuss it is capital structure. So in today's classes we are discussed that is financial decision, dividend decision and financial planning and their importances. Thank you. Patient time.